All right, today's the day we stop wondering what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're doing. And we've got Venus heading into chitty chatty Gemini today, everyone. And that's exciting because communication is going to open up, especially in relationships, right? So, this really gives the opportunity for you, whether you're single, partnered up, or it's complicated, to have your relationships kind of burst open, okay? Tons of fun. So, we're going to have some fun with it today. We're going to have some fun little breakout readings. So, if you want to know where your energy stands with your partner, with your crush, stay right here because all 12 signs are going to get a you and them reading today. Okay, these are fun. I haven't done these in a while. I don't do these often, so do stay tuned because we're just gonna have a little fun. I've been having a real, serious overview of the Hierophant and really changing up the energies as we evolve, as humanity evolves. So let's have a little fun with it. Let's mingle a little fun in there. Okay, I forgot one thing, so hold tight, hold tight. I see Tressa, you're self-evolved. Hello, hello. I've got the windows open, the birds are singing, the kids are playing. How's everybody doing? Oh, yes, I'm seeing like the creator's crew is here. Devin, welcome back. Girl Gone, hello. Hey, Girl Gone. I have something for you that I would like to gift you. Can you send me an email, Stephanie at creatorsonthecrest.com? Stephanie, Stephanie at creatorsonthecrest.com. Can you email me your email? And let me know too if you want to be on my newsletter or not. You don't have to be, but would like to send you something, at least one thing. So let me know if you can get in touch with me there. Okay. Karen's here. Ashley's here. Aloha. Aloha. I've got the little flower going on today. We're doing our little love readings today. Yes, yes, yes. It's going to be so fun. Okay. Let's do the reminders. Karen, I got you for sure. If Mirjam's on, I got Mirjam on. I haven't checked in a moment, but ladies, if you have or think you'll have any interest in joining my membership, which I think you should have interest because it's going to be amazing. We're going to really be not only like getting down into things, right? We're going to be having fun too. And this membership, I'm probably going to run this about 1 year. So if you're really ready to transform your life, your energies, I know many of you have been feeling like, oh my gosh, you're realizing your life feels like it's just beginning again. You have all these new goals, you have all these new desires, and you're still healing as you go. You're still doing that shadow work. We're going to support one another in that. We're going to get really, really into actually the transcendence of our own astrology and the archetypes of the tarot. It's going to be great because you're going to get to learn as you go as well. This membership is called the Creator's Current, and then I'm going to be taking some 3 spots for the Crest, which is a special level. That's a really deep intensive that I'll be working with 3 women with. If you want information on this, okay, if you just want information, in the description below, there's a link for the wait list. So it will take you to my courses pages, and there's a section on there. You just put your name and your email on there. It adds, even if you're already on my email list, it adds a special tag, and then you will be on that first like email blast that's coming out very soon, okay? And you're going to have an opportunity to have some special pricing. So if you've really been thinking about investing in yourself, you've really been thinking about this, ladies, this is the time to act on it. Make sure I have you on my list, okay? Make sure you're on the list now. The Audio Activation Library, okay? This is the Major Arcana Audio Activation Library. It's experiential, it's somatic, it's meditative, it's reflective, And yes, you learn some of the deeper meanings of the major arcana of the tarot. That is available. It's a one-time purchase for a very, very great price, and you're going to end up with 22 audio 5-minute activations. Okay, and I've just added the Hierophant, and I'll be adding the Lovers this week. So some of you have access to that. Make sure you're going in, because every week I'm updating those, and usually you get them before the YouTube video launches. It's usually the night before I upload the activations, so you have access to those early as well. And you can also see in there in the titles the different activation types. So if you're looking for magnetic abundance, you can go to and find the Empress. If you're looking for grounded authority, you can go to the Hierophant, and on and on. And we're going to do all 22 of those until that library is full. So make sure you're checking that out. They're easy to do in the middle of your day when you just need a boost before bed. In nature, there's some really good ones for when you're in nature, out in nature, so, or at the park, something like that. Check it out. Link is in the description there. Save the date. So for all of you here on YouTube that like to get the little free personal mini readings, okay, there's going to be 3 times in May where I offer the free personal mini readings. I do it every other Sunday evening, okay, and it goes from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time, okay, 7 to 8 p.m. The dates are, if you have your calendar ready, the dates are May 3rd, May 17th, and May 31st. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we have a second full moon in May, so the energy's gonna be great. You can come in, drop by every one of those weeks if you want to. If you have that burning question, it's first come, first serve. So come closer to the 7 o'clock hour to drop your question in. It does fill up fast, okay? And so do be sure to take note of that. And then lastly, before I forget, let me get all these reminders out and then I'll get back to the chat here. Lastly, I have a playlist here on the channel that has been started like what did I do, like almost 6 weeks ago now, and it's called Tarot and Astrology Combined, or what I like to call astrotarology. Okay, astrotarology. So check that out, because it has less than 10-minute videos for the major arcana archetypes, the ones that I'm putting in the audio library. YouTube has its own videos on that. So if you just like to learn, or you do know about tarot and you want to take your knowledge deeper, you want to go deeper into things, be sure to check that out. There's so much available, and I'm building and creating more and more. I'm crazy over here. I'm doing it scared. Okay, I'm like, woo, this is big, it's so exciting. But that's what I talk about, is the having the courage to step up and do these things. Okay, let me just make sure we're all squared away here. I want to hear how you all are. You can even drop your sign in the chat if you'd like to do that. Okay, that might be something we can do, because we are going to do 12 sign breakout readings later. All right, we're going to do those. Let me kind of see how everybody's doing in the chat. Okay, Girl Gone's going to get in touch with me on my email. Great. Good. Aloha. Got your flower dress on today. See, that's how we do it. If you're manifesting a trip to Hawaii, everybody, if you're manifesting that trip to Hawaii, then you wear your flower dress. You put the flower in your hair. You make a flower lei for yourself, right? You listen to the island music. All right, you be that girl that's there now, right? Yes. So if you're interested, Ashley, the waitlist link is there. I think you're already on my newsletter list, and it adds a special tag to your name. I will know and make sure you're included on that. Oh, Karen's working on trying to grow Hawaiian ginger indoors this month. Well, you have those nice big windows, don't you, in your home? Giant pots for your living room. Yes. You have those giant windows. I'm jealous. I did grow ginger and turmeric once. Yeah, they needed very special conditions, I think. Certain depths in the container, a certain size. Sounds like you know that because you got the giant pots. But I grew them outdoors. And I don't know. I didn't have that great of a harvest. So it's an art and science. Some things are trickier to grow than others, aren't they? But I'm so glad to see, grow what you can. Work with what you have. If you just have containers, then use containers. Oh yes, no, it's not that far off topic. It's not that far. The email girl gone Stephanie Stephanie at creatorsonthecrest.com. Should be on a way to on my website too. You can go to my website. Anna Elizabeth, hello. I am from Midwest, Kansas City area, United States. Ooh. Oh, what? Tressa, your husband had a heart attack Wednesday. Ooh. And is in the hospital. Oh my goodness. Well, let's give our collective well wishes and prayers for Tressa's husband. That's crazy. That's crazy. I wonder, was that unexpected or had he been having sometimes people have little signs that something's not right, but sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Devin's doing good, just tired of every other day being a crazy storm warning. Yeah, we just had that last night. Like we literally had sirens going off. We had sirens going off. We had these weird winds, but it never turned into a tornado. But we did have tornado warnings, and there were other warnings in the area. And then the sirens went off, and it was just like a thunderstorm. And then the sirens came back on again because there was like it's like this big line. Kansas City is like in the alley, the tornado alley too. So we just get this big line of like weather system just moving right across. Yeah, Pisces. It feels good today though. I don't know what happened with that, if that was some sort of cleansing storm last night, but it does feel good today. Your 17 and 18-year-old went off to Job Corps. It's just you and your little one, and you're on new self-discovery. Yes, yes, yes. Let's make sure you're on my list, girl gone. And I know everybody. I know everybody's going through stuff, so we're still gonna be supportive. While we evolve. That's the trick. We heal as we go. We adjust, but we're a lot of us are going through. We're identifying just these brand new cycles for ourselves. And it's really, really exciting, whether it's have children are leaving the nest, or maybe you've changed businesses, or you're trying to, exit the corporate arena and get into something else. Yeah. It kind of like when you have that empty nest, it kind of just puts it all on you, right? It's like just you and you with you, because when the kids are there, moms, we pour a lot of energy into our kids, right? Okay, whew. Okay, the energies are warming up here, warming up. And it's only supposed to be like 69 here today, but it's really sunny, and the sun hits this part of my house. So of course, I'm already that woman who runs a little warm these days. And so I'm like, it's warm, but the energies I feel are kicking up here. Let me talk about the astrology we're going to cover today just a little. We're really going to be focusing on Venus in Gemini. Okay, and this absolutely is the lovey-dovey. We're going to do the you and them readings, where we look at your energy, their energy, and what's happening in the middle. You guys know, just make a note to yourself. I read for sun, moon, rising, and north node, but since today is, we're focusing on Venus, if you do know, or you can go ahead and look up where your Venus is, what sign your Venus is in. I would also go ahead and get that information so you're ready for those breakout readings. So Venus has been really happy sitting in Taurus. It's kind of elevated in that sign, and it's like comfortable. But moving into Gemini kind of takes that already good foundation that Venus is in and moves it into communication, activity, maybe even hyperactivity. It's connected to the Lover's card, which is card number 6, which I'm going to highlight this next week. connected to the sign of Gemini, connected to the Lovers card. Okay, so I will say with this archetypal activation library, everything's just been lining up. Everything's just, the energies have just, all matched up. Sometimes when you just start something and do something you're meant to do, the universe responds. The universe responds, and you start to see all the beautiful timing and synchronicity. And I've really found that with this library. So I know it's powerful, and I know it's very divinely guided. So very exciting. Now, Uranus is going to enter Gemini tomorrow. So Venus and Uranus have been together in Taurus, and they're both moving into Gemini. But we know Uranus is one of the outer planets. It has a much larger, longer cycle around the sun. And so it will be there. And this is a little bit of a correction from my astrotarology this week, because I think I said it would be there till August 3rd, but I didn't say 2033. So it's going to, Uranus is entering Gemini. It'll be alongside Venus for a little while, but Venus is going to be moving a little faster, okay? But Uranus is coming in there, and that adds that electricity, that adds that excitement, that adds the unexpected. And I'm just really excited to get into this. I heard an amazing podcast on Heather Ensworth's channel. I think did I link her up last week? I was supposed to, but I didn't. I heard yet another beautiful podcast, and I forget the gentleman's name. It's like Kealoni, okay, because she knows some people who live in Hawaii, Ashley, and they study their own like traditional history, and he was talking about the vibrational frequency of this universe. Okay, they were talking like on the universal scale and like the big age changes, and I was just like, I was listening, my mind was blown, tears were coming to my eyes, and about how the universe we're in now, the gift that we were gifted from the previous universe and cycles, which some of us as soul beings, as creator beings, participated in, was the gift of electricity. And part of the way that we express that is through our emotions. So this message kind of coming through during when Venus is moving into Gemini is just so appropriate that we be talking about these things. And then our universe, what we're living through here, is going to bring something to completion and offer the next universe, the next age, a gift. And that's up for, interpretation as to what that is. But it's probably going to be love. It's probably going to be choosing love. So things are only going to get more exciting. That's my point. With Uranus going into Gemini and it being there till 2033, it is going to be exciting. Lots of unexpected things, lots of breaking down, more of the breaking down that we've been seeing in the collective energies, okay, in the effects field. Lots of people getting caught up in that. Use that discernment. I talked about that in the major arcana. We talked about the high priestess. We trust our intuitive authority. We talked about the Hierophant this week, which is grounding that powerful authority. Talked about the reversed energies of the Hierophant, which was really exciting. Okay, let me just see if you guys have anything else. Venus. Okay, Karen, you've got Venus in Capricorn. Okay, and Girlgon's got Venus in Libra. Devin, Venus in Aquarius. Okay, we got all three of you are different. I'm Venus in Leo. So we've got a lot of different ones here. Okay. So, and I know y'all, I will have like timestamps on these so that you can go directly to them, okay, when you need to. But let's get into our oracle reading. We are going to focus on our guy here, the Hierophant, all right? Now, if you have been tuning in to astrotarology this week or my Hierophant Wednesday video that I did, you will know that I really focused on what is considered the reversed energies of the Hierophant, because upright, the Hierophant represents religious structure and authority, leadership. Him sitting between the pillars means like he's the guardian to the information, to this spiritual, esoteric, or hidden information, right? and that everybody else just has to get through this person to access that information, which is not where we're going. The reverse energies of the Hierophant, they put the realization in our own evolution, okay, by really rewriting our own spiritual scripts, because we're going to maybe explore unconventional things. And if you're here, you're interested in energy, you're interested in astrology, you're interested in tarot, you're interested in the metaphysical arts and sciences, and the things that have previously only the knowledge and wisdom has been held by this character here. And humanity's going through the evolution where we're realizing that within ourselves. And that's also why we are seeing um, still a lot of inversion with like cult leaders and stuff, because humanity is becoming aware. But then there's people who haven't done the healing work, they have not done their shadow work, or they just have psychopathic tendencies. And then they try to become this guru. And you, in order for you to be connected, we've seen it with the Latter-day Saints cults, the Mormon cults. We've seen it in there's that Benito Massaro guy. We see it there. We see it not just in certain religious structures, but in the twin flame community. Okay. You've got to be discerning, because what this really is about is that it's in you. And the reversed energies of the Hierophant mean you have the authority. You're the rebel. You own your yes and you own your no. And no saint or priest or pope or guru or anybody else can tell you what that is. You actually enter the gates through this energy. The Hierophant's also connected to the sign of Taurus. We're in Taurus season, and this Taurus season, y'all, tell me if you I this Taurus season feels completely different than previous Taurus seasons. I can tell we're in a new cycle. I can feel it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's different. It's a more evolved Taurus frequency for those who are doing the work, for those in the creators community here. So the Hierophant in reverse, okay, is about the inner rebel. It's about you questioning these structures. It's about you questioning the leader, the guru here, okay, and saying, well, wait a minute, how do you know that? And not only how do you know that, but why can't everybody else just know that? It's an inside job. That's the key. But if the inversion energy takes you out into your mind to get controlled and brainwashed, right, which is what we see happen with some of these cults, right? They'll use the essence of truth, and then they spin it, and the leaders of the cults make it all about them. They're like those crazy runaway psychopathic egos, right? And we see this happening to people, but that's because all of this is evolving. It's becoming very apparent to us. It's coming out in front of our face, okay? And so we are, I believe, as creator beings, and this is my interpretation of it, we're becoming this. We have the keys. These keys are not controlled by someone outside of us. The keys and the answers and the evolution and the universal mysteries are all within. Okay, we're learning how to access that. And unfortunately, as humanity learns that, there's just some people who misuse that because they're still operating under unhealed energies and shadow and greed and that kind of thing. Okay, so but that's not where we're going as creators. We know we're creating something much different, and we know how precious that is. So that's the energy we're getting into today. We're really going to work to, in this oracle reading, ground our own inner authority. All right. So I want you to think about your own inner authority. Maybe just check in with your body. Like, where do you feel the authority? Like, just ask your body, where am I holding my authority, my inner authority? Is it in your heart? Do you feel something powerful in your gut? Where are you holding that inner authority? Just begin connecting with that energy. Begin to have a conversation with yourself about it. begin to check in. You can even place your hand wherever you're feeling that energy. What is the frequency like? Does it want to speak to you, right? Because this is about energy coming from the inside out, information, wisdom, the secrets, the keys, unlocking things, okay? And you will likely feel it in your body. Your body's going to be talking to you on this, okay? Now we want to get some divine reminders. We're going to get about 5 of them here. We're going to start off with the messages from your animal spirit guides, and we're going to get reminders of how to ground this energy, maybe even reminders about what we see around us, how to navigate it, right? Without losing our own inner authority, following our own internal guidance system. Remember the High Priestess, which is the feminine mirror to the Hierophant. This Hierophant is sometimes called the High Priest. In some decks, you'll see him listed as the High Priest. The High Priestess is that intuition, okay? And then the Hierophant, the High Priest, is that masculine inner authority, the actions that we take toward it, right? And we want that to be grounded. We don't want that to be all, misappropriated, floating around, blissing out, that blissed out energy that is really popular in the new age. That's a trap, You can reach those inner bliss moments within yourself without having someone else guide you into that, or use some sort of twisted sexual, thing to coerce you into that, which is what these cults are doing. Devin's feeling it in the chest and heart. Good. Okay, so you just make note of that. You can connect with that anytime. Just observe it, become familiar with it, build a relationship with it. Oh, okay. And I think we're going to start off with a really cool card for as we're connecting with our own inner authority. We're seeing so much go on in the reality field. And that's the effects field. Okay, so this card I think is clarifying this. And I love the gentleness of this card. You'll see in a moment. I know I talk about it before I show you. I love the gentleness of this creature. Okay. But also I love its honesty in that the effects field is playing out because the previous cause points led to this collective playing out, okay? The cause points that we were all at collectively. When you're at cause and you're working on your healing path and your journey, you can really affect the positive change. When you are perpetually trapped in focusing on the effects field, which many people are, they never even get to that cause point. They can't even contribute to the cause point. And that's something to remember. They're just perpetuating the effects field, swirling around in there and magnifying that. Then there's people who do get to the cause point, but they arrive unhealed. So are they at the true sacred cause point? I don't know. That's up for debate. But they arrive unhealed and then they abuse their power. Okay. Now, this card reminds us that these situations are in the effects field is something we must accept. Okay. It is what it is reality. We accept it for what it is right now rather than fighting to change it. And this is a huge, as much as the intentions are beautiful for people who want to go be heroic and rescue people out of the effects field. We've all had people in our life, family members that we see just drowning in the effects. They're on the doom scroll. They're lost. They're going in those drama vortexes all the time. There's good intentions of like, let me go help them. Let me pull them up. Let me pull them out of it. But that's a very tricky business. That's a very tricky business because a lot of times those people will not let go of the reality they've created for themselves, no matter how chaotic. They will pull you down in with them. And so this is a nice reminder. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. That person who's stuck in that effects field or gets wrapped up in that, they really ultimately have to find their own way out of it. So by really embodying the manatee here, I love the little sea cow. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Don't you just want to give them a hug? I'm sorry, I'm a water sign. I just want to hug the manatees. Okay. Dugong must be one of the traditional, maybe that's the Polynesian name for the manatee. Um, it holds an acceptance, a vibrational frequency of acceptance. Let's take the edge off, okay? There's enough of the edge going on in the effects field. Let's soften that. Let's just be big in our own energy. Let's breathe into this grounded authority that we're connecting with in our body, that we're creating. Have any of you ever been around manatees? Tressa, anyone? Maybe that's in Florida or Hawaii or been there. I have not had a chance to really connect with them. I've connected with dolphins and other creatures, but it'd be amazing to connect with manatees in a sacred way. Yeah. And maybe they are coming up as, for some of you, as a totem, as a reminder of a creature that can help ground you in your inner authority, and just do so in a very gentle way, you know. I love their gentleness, but they're big too. They have their bigness. They're kind of like a cow of the sea, right? They've got that big energy, and that's what this is reminding you. We're accepting, okay, this is the effects field. When I stick my toes in or my fingers in and try to change that, it's just, it's like this, and it'll like suck you in, right? So I'm going to stay out of there. I'm going to swim in my own lane over here, and I'm going to create, and I'm going to let that energy be the vibrational frequency. Because when you're in that cause point and you're in your own energy and your own inner authority, and you're grounding that in, and you're beginning to operate from that, you may not see it yet, but you are affecting the effects field, all right, collectively. So we're pouring in this gentle, grounded authority presence. It's amazing. AM's here. Hi, AM. Welcome, welcome. You're just in time for me to pull the Sacred Rebels Oracle card here for our reminders. We're kind of, our oracle reading today is highlighting the Hierophant energy, which is connected to Taurus season here. And we're getting some nice divine reminders, okay, for what we need to know, how to do this, what we need to know about ourselves, our inner authority, and the effects field. We got a number 41 here, which 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is also the card of the Hierophant. This is my tarot life card. That's my tarot life card. That's something that we'll be doing in my membership, ladies, is, we're going to be getting our life card, our tarot life card. Some people have two. It's based on your birth date. That's an exciting thing to look up. There's some free calculators out there that you could do, but it's kind of nice to know, like, what archetype am I really meant to work with and transcend in my life, Very exciting. So there's a connection here, and I love this beautiful card. It says, bring it into form. Let me just hold that up for you for a moment. Bring it into form. Bring your grounded authority into form. Now, this is part of why I asked you just a few minutes ago to really ask your body, where do you feel your grounded authority, or where do you feel the most grounded? When do you feel the most grounded in your own authority? Who can you be around comfortably in your own grounded authority? That's what, and look, we're leaving a footprint on the cosmos. This is about our legacy. What legacy are you leaving? What footprint are you leaving on this universe? This universe, and look at this, it's reminding me of what I was talking about with the electricity in our bodies. That's the emotional energies, that's the neurotransmitters, the chemicals in our bodies. We've got that carbon matrix, right, in our bodies, carbon-based life forms. And the universe is asking us, creators, those of you grounding in your authority, bring it into form. So now you get to ask your body and yourself, what does this look like for you? What does it look like? What does it feel like to bring your grounded authority into form? What's the legacy that you want to leave? Okay. And you can just start somewhere. Maybe it has to do with your ancestry and your family. Maybe there's a legacy there. I will tell you, I've seen in the creators community and myself, and it's happened where because my dad's family, I have a large cousin complement in my dad's family. There's most of them are in California on the West Coast. But I have seen the change come through the ancestry, through especially there's a couple of my cousins that I've really seen massive transformation. I felt it in myself. I've had confirmation from the other side that this is being acknowledged, that this is important. So for some of you, it could be connected to that. Some of you, bringing it into form means that you're building something. You're creating a piece of art, or you're building something, maybe building a new part of your business. You've been working on that foundation. We talked about the importance of that foundation with the Emperor. We talked a lot about foundational energies in Capricorn season this year. Some of you have Venus in Capricorn, that, I remember that, right, Karen? So that may play into relationship with self. We're doing a you and them reading. I know that today, but like at the same time, when we do the readings, we're learning about ourselves and our own energy in this. Snezhna, hello, welcome. We are doing personal readings on May 3rd, May 17th, and May 31st, Sunday evening, 7 to 8 p.m. Central. Today is collective messages, so it's everybody's turn right now. We're going to go to the Earth Warriors Oracle. Yes, Karen, I love that card, right? Ah, a fellow Venus in Capricorn, AM. Yes. So you know how when I do the breakout readings for the signs, or if you're new, I'll do all 12 signs, and I read for with the intention of connecting with your sun, your moon, your rising, and your north node, unless I'm doing love and relationships, which we're doing today. So then you add in Venus, okay? So my traditional way is a little different than some, but during the love readings, we add in your Venus too, okay? Yes, and some of you will know the other aspects, like AM is very familiar with the aspects that might be going on and how that might affect. That goes even deeper, right? Which we won't cover today, but for your own personal reflection, please do. Ooh, I just got warm on this card here. Ah, all right, number 39, Anka. Kin. And this word came up, kin, kinfolk or kin, like I'm related to this person, right? And like, I was thinking like my granny used to use this term kin. Like she wouldn't say family. She said, oh, my kin, all the time. Kin of the Red Hawk tribe. Ooh, I just get chills on this card. I'm loving the energies I feel from this. Just feels very powerful. Anka 39. So just have a look at this card, and I feel this is really interesting because we're talking about grounded authority, and the hawk is not necessarily a creature that I'd associate with grounding, but I really feel its connection here. I love how the hawk is disappearing into the skull of the bull here, because it gives me that kind of Taurus feel, that energy of like groundedness. Taurus energy is very grounded. And here, I'm fortunate where I live in the Midwest, we do see a lot of hawks here. So have some of you been, like Girl Gone has been seeing some larger birds lately? eagle, desert eagles, falcons, hawks, and ravens. Wow. AM saw an orca jasper on a show last night. Oh my gosh. What's that? What's an orca jasper? I'm going to have to find out what that is. I'm going to look that up. That sounds brilliant. So I'm loving this card. I'm loving the kind of Aries fire I feel in the background, because while I'm focusing on some of these other energies, we still have, that Aries fire, the fire horse here, it's still going. That fire's burning in the background. I love how the hawk is blending in with the skull and grounding in its wisdom, its energies. Yeah. Venus in Leo, Tressa, me too. Me too. The lionesses. Tim. Hi, Tim. You're an Aries, Taurus cusp. Ooh, this is your season. With Venus and Gemini. Ooh, and Venus is transiting in it. Man, what's going on in your life? And the red-tailed hawk is your spirit animal. Oh my goodness. Well, you're meant to be here, Tim. That's impressive. Very auspicious timing for you. AM says that orca jasper has black with white streaks. Ooh, I'm going to have to check that out for sure. Fascinating. Tim's got a Leo moon. Okay, great. Yeah, make sure you know all your placements, because we're going to get into those breakout readings by sign. But oh, I'm loving this card so much. And I almost feel like I don't need to say much about this card. This is part of kin of the Red Hawk tribe. I kind of get the sense of like, who you are, if you're connected to this tribal energy. And it's just I just feel death and rebirth in this card. I really appreciate that part of the cycle. I heard death get reframed when I was listening to a podcast talking about how death is the gift that we get, because so that we don't get trapped in time. Time is also a gift. I mean, just looking at all these things like at those higher levels is amazing. But there's so much energy in this card. I just hope each of you can, feel into what this is for you. What this is for you. And I'm really loving too the markings on the skull here. I'm loving the green color that's coming through. I've got the green light today because it's very heart-centered and we're doing the lovey-dovey stuff. So let me get some water here. Let me know what you feel about that card. What did it bring up for each of you? Some of you are having some connections there. And I'm going to shuffle the Illuminated Earth Oracle and get another message here. Vultures, yes. That's been coming up a little bit lately too, especially when we see like the skulls and vulture energy, picking away at the old so that it gets transmuted. I love that. All right. What do we need? Is this it? Is this the one? No, it's too sticky. It's too sticky. It's got to come out easier here. Ah, there it is. This one came out nice and easy. Ooh. And that's interesting. I was just talking about time, and we're talking about kind of the phases and cycles, and we got transient. We definitely have the moon phases showing up here. Some of you are just speaking of your moon signs. AM's even looking at, my daughter has Venus and Jupiter in Gemini, Leo sun, and an Aries moon. Wow. Somehow you got behind on the live. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes there's like a lag or a glitch or a Wi-Fi thing. And you just refresh. If you refresh the window and go back in, you should be caught up. That has happened to me when I'm watching other lives before. What I'm really noticing too is the connection in the center here of the earth. I'm assuming this is the earth being shown. It kind of looks like an eye. If I turn it this way, it's kind of like an eye. So just have a look at that transient. To me, I really am sensing the cycles and the cycle of life and death. And as creators, us coming to an acceptance and just a reverence for the cycles and the importance, right? There's a lot of people that fear death. I personally have never had that fear, ever. I've never been afraid of death. Some people have, and some people have had traumatic experiences when they're young, that might feed into that, factor into that. But we learn that it's to help us. It's to help us to not get stuck in time, right? To experience time without getting stuck in it. To experience the cycles without getting stuck in them. To be able to transcend and reset. Large crows and hawks where you are. Beautiful. So we got transient. So interesting that transient comes up with the grounded authority. Maybe some of you have a bit of a travel bug, or you kind of maybe would enjoy traveling around or doing the nomadic kind of life as well. Some people, they lead with that kind of authority, where they need to see different places around the world. They need to experience different ecosystems. Some of you could be called to a bit of that, It's a little different than the Taurus energy. The Taurus energy kind of likes to find its place and stay grounded. But not everybody's the same. And for some reason, I'm thinking of like the human design and how some people have defined energy centers and some people have undefined energy centers. Some people's way to ground may be to explore. They must be exploratory. So that could be the case for some of you. Well, I couldn't finish off this oracle reading since we're talking about authority with a few messages from the badass, affirmations for a badass. I love this little deck. Let's see what our affirmations are today. There's one. Oh, I love that one. You've heard this one of them before, I know. Oh, this is cool. All right, so first up we got, my vibe attracts my tribe. I love that. And it's so true, especially in my field of work and doing mentorship and spiritual coaching and that kind of thing. We end up in these containers where it's just like-minded and like-hearted, and we can work through whatever it is, hold space for others. My vibe attracts my tribe. You guys have heard that one before. It's a great one, and it's just a nice reminder of you're meant to be here, hearing these messages today. Karen's working on a peacock painting today. Is that right? Specifically the eyes of the tail feathers, and that this card was reminding you of the peacock energy. I love that. Yes. Ooh, the peacock. I love those birds. Very, very cool bird. Our next message is, I'm brave enough to go after what I want, no matter the fucking odds. Ooh, I love it. I'm brave enough, right? I'm brave enough to take the steps, bringing it into form. I'm brave enough to act on my legacy. I'm brave enough, no matter the odds, because there are things you'll have to sacrifice. There are people and relationships and jobs and things that get left behind, or you exit, right? But you have that bravery, you embody that bravery. You don't back down from a challenge. You crush that shit. Yes. We meet those challenges head on. Very Taurus. Taurus energy, when challenged, you're going to get full Taurus energy. You're going to get, if you corner a bull, you're going to be challenged, right? But we don't back down. So whatever the universe is challenging you with right now, you don't back down. You're going to crush it. You're going to overcome it. It's a good reminder. You know, there are times when you need to take a stand for your own life. Don't back down from something just because it's challenging. I'm dealing with like a certain update on my website right now. And it's challenging, and I feel like I'm going in loops. And so, but today I'm going to take a different path with it. I'm going to give myself a time limit and take a different path and see if I can't resolve it. But I'm not going to back down from that, even though it is frustrating. Mega frustrating sometimes, right? So whatever it is for you, you know, small or large challenges. Okay, whoo. I'm ready to get into some of these breakout readings here. How about you guys? Have a little fun. I knew the Hierophant messages would be a little bit, you know, they'd have a little more presence and be a little more grounded. So I thought it'd be really fun to balance out this episode with some you and them love readings. And so I haven't done these for a while. Let me talk a little bit about how I approach reading, and especially when it comes to matters of love. And these messages can be for singles, couples, it's complicated, whatever it is for you. There's going to be a card that represents you. Okay, so if I'm reading for Taurus, then that card represents anyone who has sun, moon, rising, north node, or Venus in Taurus. Okay, and then the other card will be the energies around you. It could be the other person, could be romantic. It could be an energy of an ancestral pattern. Okay, we're talking about relationships here and matters of love, which can also extend into family matters. I think the majority of the time it's going to show partnership or potential partners. It's going to show where we're at with that. But that's how I read. And the U card, the card, and I don't know if anybody's got Aquarius energy. The star just flipped out, in case anybody. And that might be a little extra message for the Aquarian, if you have Aquarian placements. But the U card is so important too. The U card for your sign, whatever position, sun, moon, rising, north node, and Venus, it's going to inform you about your own behaviors, your own relationship to the situation. So I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at them, the person or the situation you're dealing with, and then we're going to pull a card in the middle to see how these energies are communicating. Because this is Venus and Gemini. So how are these energies currently communicating, right? Now, if that happens to be a type of communication you're not too fond of, then that gives you the opportunity to make some changes. Or there might be something hidden there that you don't realize, right, as well. Tress has just had, you know, a major situation in her family. So that could inform her a lot. And you're looking at your sun, your moon, your rising, north node, and Venus. That's 5 in honor of the Hierophant, 5. That's 5 different placements that you take those messages and then put them together. So if you like to journal or you want to make yourself some notes, now's a good time to grab that. We're going to start with Taurus today, and we're going to go in order of the zodiac. So Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Saggy, Cappy, Aqua, Pisces, and Aries will bring up the end there. So let's see what you guys are saying. Yes. Oh, McKee, you guys are seeing a namesake there, a connection. Girl Gone says, yes, letting go to make room for new stuff to come in. Yes, absolutely. I just, I was thinking about, this is, my neighborhood's having like garage sales today. I am not, because that is like a lot of work, but today and tomorrow are neighborhood garage sales. So I had recently, my dad had this old treadmill that I inherited, and he's been gone since 2020. And we're using it a little bit, the treadmill, but it was more serving as like, it would end up with things on top of it or clothes hanging over it or something like that. And I was like, it's time to take this thing apart. So I got the tools out and I disassembled this thing. I got it down, took out, you know, like the wire, the motherboard and everything. I'll get that to Best Buy for recycling and whatnot. But all the metal pieces and everything. we actually, Jason and I took them to the curb today. And I mean, as I was taking them out, someone's like, "Can I get those? I'll go get my brother with his trailer." And because, the metal, they can get some money for that, right? And these were some heavy metal pieces, that we didn't want to deal with. But it just felt so good. It's like all that weight, and it's no longer cluttering up the room. It opened up the room so much. We really didn't have space for it. And so we wanted to create that space. So no more treadmill. Dreadmill. More walks outside. All right. Tim says, "Sweet AM, my family's from the Midwest." Hey, another Midwesterner. I'm here in Kansas City. Thunderstorms last night, tornado warnings. Yeah. That was us. Girl Gone said, "I had the opportunity that opened up, but it didn't fit with what I believe I deserve or my potential, and I'm worth so much more." Yes. Yes. And that's it. I'm brave enough to go after what I want, no matter the odds. No matter if the first offer is a low ball offer, right? Or that my integrity doesn't align. I'm brave enough to say no to that so that I can go for what fits and what works. Yeah, it's that resolve and it's strength. And it's Taurus season is a good time to really like shear up your strength. Yeah. Tim saw it too. He said strength. Nice, Girl Gone. Yeah. Aquarius sun. Yeah, that star card flew out, didn't it? And Mercury. Yep, I'm an Aquarius rising. Whoa. Whoa, got cards flying out. Okay, we're going to use that one for Taurus. Yeah, some can be, some of it can be shifty. Yeah, I kind of wore gloves when I was taking some of that. I mean, it was kind of old. And I know there's also like in the wiring and stuff, they coat that. There's like lead in that. So I was like really careful to like wash my hands frequently and, wear gloves on certain parts when I was disassembling. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you've just recently lost your dad, Tim. It's gosh, when the patriarch or the matriarch of the family passes, and the torch is passed to you, to who's left, whew, it's big. It's big. So I'm sorry for your loss. I know that my dad was really big on cardinals, like the male cardinals. Anytime he loved those, and that was kind of his bird. And so now we see him, and my daughter watches for him, and we watch for him. And I've had really loud cardinals been visiting lately, like right outside the window. We might even have one during the live. Sometimes it's like the last little song I hear before it goes dark, like is the cardinal outside. One of them just doing its little call. Oh, you meant people who sell it. Yeah. I don't deal with selling metal, but I think there's places that take it around here. And so people they'll go around the garage sales and they'll either grab the free scrap metal that's sitting on the side of the road, or they'll, like, some people will sell old scrap metal to try to make a little money, and then they'll take it in, and then maybe it's by weight or something. I don't know. I don't have a truck, a trailer, or the patience to deal with it. I just wanted it out because I'm just dealing with the energy. But yes, I see what you mean. Like, the people who sell it can be, yeah. Yeah, use your discernment with buying stuff, right? Thanks for all the support for Tim in the comments. I love that. I love that about this community. Yeah, and closure takes time. Closure takes some time. It takes some grace, patience. Yeah. So, there's the relationship with dad, and then there's that you're becoming now the patriarch. Like you're stepping in, like you're having a role change, and that while you're grieving, that can be enormous. Really, people make also like not in acute grief, but when you're processing it, it can really help you change directions in your life. When you lose a parent, it can serve as that kind of symbolic of like, okay, it's time for me, or maybe I'm changing chapters, you know. Ashley is working more than lurking today. Ugh. I'm sorry, Ashley. The replay will be up with the timestamps. I'm about to sneeze. Whew. Maybe. I have an allergy to ragweed, and there is a little bit of that still going on here. It's really different watching the live versus the replay. I know, I know. I love when people can join live, but I also understand some people are working on Friday. Oh, yeah, I get you. I get you. All right. Whew. Well, I hope they're not like the people that took the medal that I set up aren't like criminals and crooks. I do have a little energetic intention anytime I put anything out on the curb, you know, that it be used, you know, harmoniously and joyfully and with integrity. I do that when I have garage sales or when I donate anything to anybody, or I gifts, you know, like reusable stuff to other people that they get like, you know, good use out of it and that it's a good thing. Um, you know, we've got some old, my dad and my grandfather who's also passed, and then Jason's dad. We've got some old guns and stuff like that, and it's like I'm not comfortable ever selling any of that to any, because I just don't know how it's going to be used. So we're in the process of figuring out, do we restore some of those? Are they more like, because some of them are quite old, so is it more like of an antique kind of thing, or, and then of course you have to properly dispose of any old ammo, because it leaches lead. Oof, there's just so much to deal with, you know? So like Tim's really there's stuff to deal with too. There's the emotions, and then there's like physical stuff. Unless your parent was really good at this gentle art of Swedish death cleaning, which I'm trying to like be that person that doesn't leave a lot of stress for my kids, because my dad and my stepmom were kind of pack rats, and it's taken a lot to, I mean, I'm still clearing out stuff, and it's been, what, 6 years, almost 6 years, and I'm still clearing out, and I have my little stress relief bookmark here and here, because I want to relieve that stress, and it just feels good. It feels good to clear things out. This is a really good book if y'all want to have a look at that. All right, let's get into these readings, why don't we? Oh, thank you. Thanks everyone for your support for oh gosh. Oh, Tim, you're not even in the same state. Yeah, see, I was actually living with and caring for my dad before he passed. So, at least I didn't have to deal with that. His estate's back in the Midwest, and you're living in South Carolina. So then you have to travel and deal with things remotely. That is tricky. That is tricky. Oh, well, we wish you like as much ease and grace as is possible in this situation, and support. Hopefully you have, you know, some good other family members, hopefully, because some people have to deal with it on their own too. There's all kinds of caveats, isn't there? Taurus. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. If you have any Taurus placements, this reading is for you, or maybe, you know, someone close to you has a strong Taurus energy. Taurus, for you, we've got a really nice symbol of you being grounded in your energy. We have Wands energy here, which means there's fire, which means there's transformation and momentum, but we've got it in the Four of Wands, and the number 4 brings that structure. And look at our two characters here, celebrating. Yay, look what you've built, Taurus. And I really feel like this is in relationship to yourself, Taurus. You've really built some solid inner grounded authority, which is your card, the Hierophant. You've really built that within yourself. And that I believe is what the Four of Wands is communicating to you. I'm using the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck today. We've got that beautiful yellow that you'll notice in the background, that beautiful solar energy. You could be enjoying some time in the sun. The wands can also be a connection to fire, to the sun, Taurus. So while your natural tendency is earth, you're really enjoying this fiery energy. Maybe it's because it's your season right now and you're feeling it, and there's new waves of energy. This is a Taurus season like no other, like none other that we've experienced so far. It does to me feel like it has a bit more momentum, Taurus. So in love and relationships, because you have this stability within yourself, what's being reflected with your person or the, love situation that you're dealing with is the King of Wands, which is kind of like, he's kind of like the emperor, in a sense of like reflecting back to you that he sees your stability. And I'm just saying he because it's the king, but you can place, male or female, just place them how you need to in these cards. The king is the master of the wands. And so that's being reflected in the energy you're dealing with in your relationships. Beautiful. And there's that yellow energy on his cape and on the throne. Okay. This could also, Taurus, represent possibly this King of Wands could be a Leo connection. Somebody you're connected with a Leo. You may be dealing with a fire sign, Taurus. And the energy running in the middle, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. It feels like a tempering energy. It's the Six of Swords, which is mental energies. It's communication, but it's like the communication is, it's more unspoken with the Six of Swords. It's more in flux. Okay, so if you're a Taurus who is been struggling with communication issues, you may feel a little bit of a pause or just a slower moving energy. I do like the water I'm seeing here in between. Things may be a little slower going, but there's purpose to this. The Six of Swords is often about moving into calmer energies, specifically with how you communicate. So this could mean a cooling down of communication, but I'm also getting between you and your person that it's more unspoken. Okay? It's more unspoken. So maybe there's not as much to say, or we're not saying things just to say them. We're really being mindful of our communication. We're being mindful of triggers. Sounds good, AM. Sounds good. Bye. We'll see you next time. We'll see you on the replay too. Thanks for swinging by. Yeah, I really like this unspoken stuff. Now, some people will take that. So if like you're dealing with someone and it's complicated and you've been in separation, because that can be a big theme for relationships when we're doing the readings, this does not feel bad to me. This feels necessary. This feels calm. This feels like it's good. Because you Taurus, you have this beautiful, you're celebrating this structure within yourself. And this other person energetically is reflecting that back in a very impressed and impressive way. And maybe there's just no need to talk about things right now. Maybe we just need to be in motion and be with the energies. Yeah, it could be. Absolutely, AM. It could be more of like the communication is just more like right now you're just texting or messaging every once in a while versus face to face or having phone calls. That's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Especially when I see Taurus, you feeling pretty good, feeling pretty stable in these energies. And I also am getting the word for you, Taurus, resilience. I'm getting a resilience that's something new that you're embodying. And this could be you too. I have these little messages of love oracle cards, and so I also pulled a card for you, Taurus. You got awakening someone, and I think that someone is you. Could be the other person as well, but someone is undergoing spiritual transformation. Yes. And this is being seen in your connection with this other person energetically. Okay. Even if you're not face to face, it's being seen, it's being known energetically. So good work, Taurus. The wands are a transformative energy. And that I really feel this illuminating within you, which is what we've been talking about with the inner grounded authority of the Hierophant. I really see this in you. So it's interesting with Venus entering Gemini for you, Taurus, you might be understanding the value of choosing words very mindfully, right? There's an awareness and an awakening to how you're communicating, especially with this other person. And honestly, to me, the other person's energy looks very impressed with this. Okay. Very impressed. And I think that if you have been struggling in communication with this person or it's just been hard, there's definitely intentionality here that's going to take you into those calmer waters where things can be talked about. So even if there is a pause, that's okay. There's an awakening going on as well, and it's being felt, it's being seen, it's being noticed by your person. Wow, Taurus. Okay, good. Good. And I think it feels pretty comfortable to you as well, which is good. Ashley's got her Venus is in Gemini, and we're doing Gemini next. And you got the Gemini sun. Yes, thank you, Ashley. You're reminding me. For those of you who have double placements, like you have Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, or Venus, in like several of those might be in the same sign, then that message gets more amplified for your life and in your relationships. Okay. So Ashley knows she has at least 2, right, Gemini placements there. So this is kind of a double message for you. All right, let's see what's going on with our Geminis. Yeah, and I'm definitely already sensing the activity of Gemini season right around the corner. I want to say we just moved into Taurus, but I'm telling you, this Taurus season feels different for some reason. I can't explain yet. Things are unfolding. You have your Sun, Rising, and Mercury in Scorpio. Yep. 0 Gemini in your chart, but you're dealing with a Gemini, right? So we're going to look at Gemini's energy, and we're going to look at your energy connected to the Gemini here. Ooh, okay. I'm going to need a sip of water. Gemini's energy right now is the Chariot. Number 1, the Chariot is connected to the sign of Cancer. So we could be dealing with Gemini energies that are on the Gemini Cancer cusp. There could be some cuspers here. So what would that makes it like June Geminis, June birthdays. But Gemini is working on what it feels like is kind of this, I don't want to say analysis. What is this? Gemini is going through a review. Let me call it a review before their seasonal energy really kicks into gear here. So if you're a Gemini or dealing with a Gemini, you are maybe kind of, see how the sphinxes are kind of laying down here? Not kind of, they are laying down. There's a very important review cycle going on for you right now, Gemini, going on for the Geminis in your life, where it may, from an outside perspective, it may feel like Gemini's not doing anything, or Gemini is a little calmer than normal. But believe me, Gemini will get up and go here. These sphinxes will rise and get on the move here. It just feels like there's this very important review period going on for Gemini right now during Taurus season. And it has to do with reviewing and setting their sights for their forward momentum, for their forward motion. They could be strategizing, okay? Now, I do feel a little lean into Gemini's mental energies. So from a relationship perspective, Gemini, lovey-dovey, even though it's like so much fun, might not be Gemini's primary focus right now because they are kind of like in this review. Okay. This can also, for some Geminis, it just kind of like Tressa, I know you have that Gemini sun, and your husband just had a heart attack. The chariot stopped. The chariot stopped. And we're going to have to reevaluate. Something's got to change with Gemini here. There's a number 7. So Tressa, you could be having, like, I'm just using you as an example because you mentioned it in the comments. You and other Geminis could be having this moment where you're like, okay, I know things from this point forward are going to be different. They're going to be changing. Let me get my bearings. Let me get my bearings here. Let me pause. This chariot has been stopped. Let me pause and get my bearings because I just feel like it's an important review time for you right now before your season hits, when things will pick up. The 8 of Wands, Gemini, the person you're dealing with, something has happened very fast, very suddenly with this 8 of Wands here. Heart attack, right? Yes, fast, sudden onset, all of a sudden coming in. For other Geminis, this could be that the person that you're dealing with also is getting a lot of important messages coming through to them. For you Geminis that are dealing with someone who's in good health, they could really be working on exercise, cardio, their physical body as well, coming into play here. Whatever is going on with your person, Gemini, it's a fast moving energy. It's a very fast moving energy. Shocking. I feel the Uranus energy. Even though Uranus, I connect more in with Aquarius and Swords energy and things like that, I feel the Uranus in Gemini energy here. Uranus, the electricity, the heart, the blood flow, right? I'm getting that energy. But I'm also getting that something fast and shocking has had to occur with your person, Gemini. Now, what is it doing to your relationship with them? So, because your chariot is paused, stopped, you're having this, like, you're reevaluating, you're reviewing everything, okay? And I don't get, Gemini can be very mental, but I don't get that you're hyper analyzing. I think it's kind of slowed your energy down, so that you can come more into a measured review instead of hyper analyzing. So if you find yourself up in the monkey mind overthinking, that's not what this time is meant to teach you in this relationship here. You're really beginning to look at everything from a different perspective, okay? And how it's affecting the relationship is, we need a new strategy. Gemini, you and your person need a new strategy with the Knight of Pentacles. This is a night energy, so it does represent action, but this is the more patient of the knights. This is the strategist of the knights, the pentacles, the earth energy coming in. This is actually, I feel like it's an auspicious energy to be engaging in Taurus season. It's very interesting how this is coming up in your relationship. So I think the timing of this from that divine universal perspective looks like it's exactly when it was supposed to be. This is happening because it was supposed to happen. And it was supposed to happen right now, or the universal tendency of whatever's going on with you and your partner, Gemini, was meant to happen right now. So you would re-strategize. Re-strategize how you're approaching each other, re-strategize how you're approaching the relationship, re-strategize when we're dealing with pentacles, earth, finances, health, okay? Resources, finances, and health are being, and of course, like Tressa, you're going to have to deal with that. There's going to be medical bills and all of, we've got things going on, right? Related to that, and the strategy is changing here. Particularly, Gemini, with how you're looking at your partner and what's going on with them, and kind of this fast, unexpected energy coming in for them. Gemini, we also have a longing going on, a message of love here, and it's longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. And frankly, it could be your partner here. Maybe not knowing how to express in words, because the energy is more grounded here. Something came in really fast. It's more grounded. Maybe not being able to express in words what their needs are, but having this longing, which, since you're in this review time, Gemini, you may pick up on this energy. Again, like Taurus, I kind of felt that unspoken stuff again. I really did. I kind of felt that unspoken energy. So it says secretly, but I also think you're picking it up in the radar. It's coming up in your radar because you're in the Chariot, so you have a little higher vantage point, and you're doing this review. Really interesting. Oh my gosh. Who's going to be our flirts this time? Everything has been, we got some serious things happening here for Gemini. It feels very un-Gemini. Feels very un-Gemini. But it could be because of circumstances that you're dealing with. Absolutely. Really picking up on those energies. All right. Cancer will be up next. Tim got the Cancer North Node and Rising. Okay. Great. Yes. Retrospective. Yes. Good word. That's another great word. Retrospective. I love that. Yeah, that's a good word for the review. It's kind of a fancier, better word. Sometimes I find the words and sometimes I don't. But I love words and etymology and things like that. All right, let's shift into Cancer's energy here and see what's going on with Cancer and their person and the energy in between, okay? All right, let's check it out. For Cancer, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, and a message. Got to get the messages of love here. Do you like my singing? Okay, so Cancer energy out there. Whoo, Cancer. You are charging forward into something. You are taking the lead in your own life. You are, guns a-blazing here with something with the Knight of Swords. You have made up your mind about something and you're going for it, Cancer. Anytime we're in this swift moving energy, any sign really is in this swift moving energy, You're going to see in your relationships and your partnerships that someone's either on board with that or they could be in another energy. When you're in this energy, you're moving fast. So what I see is kind of like you're charging forward on the horse, and like people around you may or may not be going that fast. So you may kind of lose sight of your partner or your person, because you're focused on this other thing. In the layout of the spread, the knight is kind of pointing in his own direction, Cancer, pointing in your own direction here, very swiftly moving towards something. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's something to be mindful of when it comes to relationships, because that kind of energy, Cancer, that you might be in, that's very swift moving, you've taken off with something, it casts a bigger shadow on, the other areas of your life, because you're in that fast moving energy, and your partner or the people around you may not be in that faster moving energy. All right. And it looks like your partner is not in that faster moving energy. They're dealing with something here. So your partner, your crush, your person, the energy around you, whoever you're thinking of in this relationship reading, is indecisive, weebly wobbly. They're definitely, they're not on a horse, okay? Because they don't even have 2 feet on the ground here. This person feels to me, Cancer, like they're ungrounded. They don't know the direction of their own life. They're on choppy waters. Maybe they have a choice or decision to make, but they haven't made it yet. They haven't determined how they're going to move. They're indecisive. They could be feeling doubt about you, especially if you are charging ahead with something. If you're leading in some way and charging, you're leading the charge in your own life. Sometimes that kicks up insecurities or jealousies in a partner, right? It could have that tendency. Whatever it is, this person is struggling to find the balance. Now, what's really interesting is that star card that flew out earlier. For those of you who have both Cancer and Aquarian placements, the star card came up here in the middle of the connection, and that's the Aquarian energy. That's the Aquarian energy, and that's the energy of this card comes up. This card comes up when nourishment of some sort is needed in the connection. Maybe this connection needs to be nourished a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of attention that needs to go here. Also, though, maybe there is this sense with the star energy coming up of that the connection is helping both of you grow independently of one another. The star, to me, being in the middle of the 2 cards I'm seeing, represents that we've eliminated some patterns of codependency. We're replenishing the vases, we're watering the grass, or we're nourishing the earth, we're nourishing ourselves. The relationship has become vulnerable, but maybe that's a good thing, a needed thing, vulnerability, so that each of you can step into your independence. Cancer, for you, it looks like it's going pretty good. You're on the move. For your partner, they're struggling. They might need a little bit of understanding. And also, the other card you got here is boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed, Cancer. Firm boundaries are needed. Because, listen, if you're going like this, and independence is being encouraged in this relationship, it's finding the balance of how to tend to this relationship while also letting this person figure this out on their own. Because these are two very different energies you and your partner are in, you and your person. And the Star card coming in is very good in the sense it encourages that independence. For some of you, Cancer, this could mean the directions are just too far different. You may have assessed that for yourself personally, and the Star card could say, we need to have some stronger boundaries around this. Maybe it's time to separate or to have some powerful boundaries around that. Definitely, if you are Cancer in a partnership where there has been codependency and there has been those types of issues, that's not where this relationship is going now. And you may be on board with that and moving and figuring it out. Maybe your partner is, maybe they're not. Maybe they're just going to take longer with the Pentacles, Earth. Maybe you're dealing with an Earth sign. Maybe it's going to just take them a little bit longer to figure it out for themselves. To jump onto their horse and figure out the direction they're going. But the boundaries are needed in order to protect your own energies and the movement that you've got going, because it's really on the uptick here. It's really on the uptick. Diana. I will be doing personal free mini readings here at Creators on the Crest on my channel. They're always every other Sunday. The time is 7 to 8 p.m. Central. And the upcoming dates are May 3rd, May 17th, and May 31st. Make sure you're subscribed because it's a subscribers only event. It's a little reward I give to my subscribers. And if you have that burning question on one of those days, come in a little bit early, closer to the 7 o'clock hour, because we do get really busy at those, okay? The 3rd, the 17th, and the 31st of May. I would love to see you back, Diana. And AM and Tim are figuring out connections here. All right, Tressa, we'll see you later. She probably already had to sign off, but we'll see her later. Okay, yes. Okay, great, Diana. I would love to see you at the free mini readings. Today, we're doing all 12 signs, and I've done Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, and next up is Leo. So, Cancer, you know what you're dealing with there. I think I feel complete for you. Let's get into Leo's energy next. Do I have any Leo? I know Tressa had the Leo in Venus. She'll probably be back to listen to that one. Any other Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, or Venus? Those are your own individual placements. You want to figure out where your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, your North Node, and your Venus are, and listen to those readings and put them together. If you have the more than one aspect in or planet in one of those signs, then you are primed for a double or triple message. Let's just put it that way. So that counts extra for you here. All right, Leo. I'm going to get the Oracle card here and take a look at what's going on. Leo, this could be the case for some of you. This energy really is reminding me of someone who had a childhood love or a childhood friend. Maybe some of you recently lost a childhood friend or love, or maybe they've even resurfaced into your knowing on your social media or something like that. And it looks to me like there's a lot of healing going on, Leo, and I'm not sure how you're feeling about that. You're in this 7 of Wands energy, Leo, and for the fire energies, you're fire sign, so you're really comfortable in the Wands energy, but it kind of feels like in this relationship, this could represent a past relationship for some of you Leos as well. One that's ended, but there's still lessons to learn. There's still things going on. There's still energies to resolve. you kind of have a lot coming at you. And you know, the 7 of Wands is one of those cards where it may have you feeling like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit defensive, or a lot's coming at me. And I'm just wondering, Leo, if in this relationship energy you're dealing with, I feel like it's important for you to give yourself grace and plenty of rest too, because I feel like the active energies that are happening in this relationship, whether it's communication or it's just coming to you now because you're resolving it, you're resolving something from the past with this person. It takes a lot out of you when you face it. So you need equally powerful times of rest. Just feels like this relationship takes a lot to manage when the energies around it come up. Even if you're not with this person in the physical. If you're with them in the physical, that's going to be even trickier for you, Leo. It looks kind of rough. I'm not gonna lie, but it is a minor arcana card, Leo, which means these energies will pass. Just be sure to rest yourself, replenish yourself, rejuvenate yourself. You can handle the fire, but it's also important to gift yourself rest, especially when there's healing going on. Now, the other person's energy, I did get the Death card. That's why I'm saying for some of you, this could be a loss. It could be an ending. And maybe it's not recent for some of you. Maybe this is a breakup from the past that was at the time particularly tough. And maybe you've moved on and they've moved on, but perhaps there's some things that still need resolution. There's some tendencies that were present in that relationship, Leo, that need some resolution. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio. This is Scorpio energy here, the Death card. And you could have, you know, when I see the other person's energy in death, that to me speaks to a loss, or that they're gone, or that it's like it's a past situation. Interesting, because normally you're kind of like bold and here's what I'm feeling like. We've got Jupiter in Cancer right now, Leo, and I think that's having an effect on you. It is going to turn to your sign around your birthday. It's going to move into your sign. And I think you'll feel better then, relationship, love-wise. Some of you may be single and happy with that because you are resolving old stuff. In the middle of this connection, I actually love seeing this, because it tells me that as much as it's tough for you to face everything that comes at you when you open this part of your heart up, or you think of this person, or this person reaches out, or whatever it is, as tough as it is for you, you're learning to really communicate with them, whether they're living or not, from your heart, from a loving place, whether there's resolution that you're sharing, boundaries, whether you're getting mad and you're expressing that to that person, even if it is anger, you're coming from your heart, you're doing it in a constructive way. The energy of this night is moving the cup toward the Death card. So I really feel like, see, my you and them readings, they always go so deep. I can't do the surface level readings anymore. This is a matter of your heart and you resolving something, Leo, from a past partnership, it looks like. Or, for some of you, it could be recent. I just think this is coming up for a reason right now. And it's, here's your oracle card from the Messages of Love. It's a healing process. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. And why, Leo? Well, I think Jupiter moving into your sign this year is going to really open things up. So the universe is like, Leo, let's reflect on everything now so that your expansion can be the best that it can be. So Leo, give yourself the rest, tend to your healing. You've got a big, beautiful, bold heart. Your job right now in this connection with this person is to come at it from the heart in all your communications and all the energetics going on in this connection, whether that person is still earth side or not. Very interesting energies for you, Leo. Very interesting. It feels like I keep thinking, like, you know, the lion, when the lion gets the thorn in the paw and then it gets kind of melodramatic. I kind of feel like when you get to that point, Leo, that's when you need to rest. When you start feeling like this healing process is a little too thorny, you're going to continue with it, but that means you just need to rest, rejuvenate, do some self-care, and then carry on. Then carry on and doing the healing with this person. If this is somebody you're with, you're definitely learning to approach your relationship differently. All right. Maybe they've asked if you're in the relationship, maybe they've asked for something. And it might feel like you're figuring out if you can handle all that. Interesting. Maybe you're just dealing with someone going through a really big transformation. Virgo is up next. Hi, Jacqueline. Jacqueline. Is that how we say it in the French? How are you today? Welcome, welcome. We're doing breakout readings for all 12 signs. Tarot readings for all 12 signs. You, them, and the energy going on in between. Just a quick in the kind of middle here, I'll just remind everybody that there are links in the description. If you're interested in being on the wait list for my membership, now's the time to get on it. It's launching like by next week, okay, within days. So make sure you're on that list because I am going crazy and getting in touch with people soon on that. All in a good way. So just make sure you do that. There's other great ways to connect with me in the description. Okay. Virgo. Let's get an oracle card for you. Virgos out there. Virgo, sun, moon, rising, north node, and Venus. All right, Virgo, your energy is looking pretty good when it comes to where you're at. You're in an active, elemental, like kind of exciting time. I feel like you might be manifesting something. This may be for some of you Virgos, you may be manifesting or working to manifest partnership or another level of partnership here. These are love readings, you, them, and the energy in the middle. I think your energy looks pretty good here. I do feel like the magician points to the ground, meaning, okay, I'm working on grounding, making sure I'm grounded. Virgo might need to spend a little more time because you do tend to be in your head. Maybe you need to ground a little bit more into your body here. That might be some of the wisdom going on in your relationships. Be more present in your body. Use those elements that are on the table to really figure that out, what that means for you to be grounded in your body. But the person you're dealing with, or for those of you that are manifesting, if you don't take the time, Virgo, to really work with all of the elements and get that grounded, you're either dealing with or going to be dealing with somebody who's just not who they say they are. The Seven of Swords is a sneaky, devious, thief-like behavior. Somebody who takes what they want and then leaves. All right? This is not the time, Virgo, for you to casually have the casual CSPs or casually date, because you're going to bump right into Mr. or Mrs. Sneaky Pants here, okay? What I feel is more important is that you really find a balance of the elements for you right now. Maybe some of you have stressed yourself out, like about relationships, because in between this and the other person is the Nine of Swords. If this is a person that you've been dealing with, Virgo, this relationship causes you stress. you've got to come back into your own magic. If you've been dealing with someone who's causing you stress, you've got to come back into your own magic. If you've been dealing with someone who's dishonest, deceptive, you've got to come back, because this is, ugh. I just feel like there's a lot of stress on the relationship, and it seems to be coming from the other side of things. Personally, that's what I see here for you, Virgo. Seems to be coming from the other person. But you being in the Magician energy means you've manifested this situation for a reason. And I think you're trying to come into balance. You're trying to come into elemental balance with everything. Those of you that are Virgo, Libra, cuspers, really lean into that Libra energy, because that will help you balance some of this out. Some of you may also feel like there's something the other person isn't telling you. Maybe they're not a sneaky person, but maybe you're just looking for more communication, and then they give you a little, but then they head out, and then they ghost, or they do something like that. And that's causing you a lot of stress. Some of you don't know what's going on with the other person, and you want to know, and that's causing you a lot of stress. But this is a major arcana card. You're meant to focus on your own magic, Virgo. You're meant to focus on yourself right now and balancing your life and balancing the elements in your life. The good news here is that the oracle message from the universe comes through as protected. You are safe and divinely guided, right? You are safe and divinely guided. So, do I see any major damage going on from this person? No, but I see some lessons here for you, Virgo, and that's to not surrender your own magic for someone else, or for the way you thought someone else was going to be. The communication here feels kind of stressed with this person. On again, off again, stress. When it happens, it's stressful. Breadcrumbing. That's kind of what it feels like. But with the universe saying, hey, Virgo, you're protected to really be in your own magic, I would say now's the time to kind of focus on that. And if there is a situation you need some distance from, Virgo, go ahead and take it. Because the energies when you connect with this person are pretty stressful, pretty mentally stressful. It's like a mental load is what it feels like. All right. That was pretty quick, Virgo. That was pretty quick and to the point. So sometimes that happens with Virgo when I do Virgo readings. Like I'll have one sign and just like they keep going on and on. But sometimes Virgo's like, that's it. Get to the, you just get in, get out, and that's the message. And that's kind of, I feel complete on that. Like that's what it is. All right. Libra. Do I have any Libra, sun, moon, rising, north node, or Venus out there? Libra, Libra, Libra. Our lovely Libras. I giggle because I think sometimes of like people are doing some really great like memes. Well, there are like videos where they'll show, oh, how the 12 signs walk down the stairs, how the 12 signs respond when they miss their bus, or things like that. I was thinking of one of those. That's really funny. I love those. Those are entertaining. All right, Libra. Ooh. Oh, there might be two messages here for you. Oh, yes. Okay. Libra, you got two oracle messages. Sorry, they both stuck when I was pulling them out. Sorry, not sorry. Libra, your energy's looking good. If I didn't get the Justice card, this is your minor arcana card. The one of them, at least, the Six of Pentacles. He's holding the scale. I feel like your ability to be in the cycle of giving and receiving in a relationship right now is really strong. It's flowing. I think this feels good. I think you are operating from your overflow right now, which is good, meaning your cup is full and you have a little extra to give in relationship. Your partner is having a little struggle. I don't think your partner is sad about you. I think your partner is sad about something else, okay? But you are feeling with it. You're feeling into it. You're able to support this person because see, they're focused on those 3 overturned cups and they're feeling kind of sad, but there's 2 beautiful cups right behind them. If you are a Libra who's single and you've had somebody kind of check out on you, it's because they're in this energy. They're not able yet to give back to the relationship. If you're together with someone, Libra, this would just tell me that you're in a position to give more to them right now than they are to give back. It's not that they don't love you. There's love right behind them here supporting them, but they have to deal with and process whatever's making them sad, okay? Empowered Wendy, hi. Welcome. We're doing breakout readings for all 12 signs. And I read, these are collective for, you would want to listen to your sun, moon, rising, north node, and Venus. These are you and them readings. And then the energy going on the middle. I'm on Libra. Hi, Falvi. How are you? Good morning. So Libra, the energy in the middle is looking really good. It's that 2 of Cups that's right behind your person here coming together. All right. So I feel like Libra, you're just dealing in this situation with this person. They are sad about something else. And so any of their inability to like come into this 2 of Cups kind of energy with you right now is just because they have to process that sadness. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It looks like the 2 of you are interacting from the heart space. For those of you who are single, Libras, and you're looking, maybe this energy that you're calling in, they're just, right now, they're a little bit sad. So if you feel like, oh, I've been dating a while, nothing's happening, I'm not finding the right person, they're just working on processing something before they can turn around. It does feel important for this person to meet you and be able to provide you the same level of giving that you're providing them at this phase. And they also seem to me like their energy signature is one that they will not forget that you have really supported them, and they will support you in a time that you have a need. So actually, Libra, your relationship energy is looking really lovely here, like a lovely exchange. Not that it's not challenging, but that we're just honoring the emotional process of the other person right now. There's also a card here about children, Libra. So this person, whether they're in your life right now or you're attracting them in, children will be an important part of this partnership. For some of you, this could be blended families. For some of you, it could mean this is the person that you will build a family with or likely build a family with. Let them process whatever sorrow they're dealing with right now, but somebody that has shared values with you. You may have children together, or there's a potential that you could have children with this person. And we also got abundance. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. I love this energy, especially seeing how much you are open to giving. When you're open to giving, Libra, you're also open to receiving. So this card, while we see the Libra scale energies giving, the scales show us you're also in receptive mode. So while your partner, your person is working on the sadness and you're providing support, maybe some of you Libras are providing financial support. Maybe somebody lost their job and that's what the other person's sad about, or they're changing jobs, or maybe one of your in-laws passed away or something like that. You are bringing in such a beautiful energy into this partnership, one of abundance here. If you're single and this is an energy that you're calling in, it shows abundance, it shows family, it shows heart-to-heart connection here. So your manifestation energy, for those of you that are single, is looking pretty balanced and pretty good, Libra. Some of you may volunteer as well. That's coming up. I don't know, like it just feel... maybe you're Libra, there's some sort of cause or some sort of volunteering you're doing, or you're helping someone. It just feels really like it's really surrounded in high integrity, and it feels really good. It feels like really good energy you're spreading around there. So I feel like that's going to come back to you in a really positive way. Okay. Even if you are dealing with someone who's sad right now, that's okay. Sadness happens, right? Like I said, I don't think they're not sad about you. It's something else that's happened in their life. Who's ready for Scorpio? Scorpio's up next. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. Some of you know your other planets too, so feel free to watch them all. Put the story together. Put the puzzle pieces together. And we're focused on relationships. You, the other person, and in between. Now, some of you, as you're listening to the multiple placements, you could have like... like maybe your Venus sign, that reading sounds more like, oh, that's my partner. But maybe your rising sign is somebody you're dealing with at work, right? Somebody that's not super close, but still a relationship. So you have to put it into the proper container for your own life when you're listening to the messages, okay? So it can be a little bit like a puzzle when you're going through these. Bye, Falvy. See you next time. Glad you got that Libra reading in. All right, we're on to Scorpio. All right, let's see what's up with our Scorpios here. Whew. Scorpio, I feel empowerment for you here. Determined. Let's see what the Oracle says here. Okay. So Scorpio, you are in an energy, I'm going to go with the Oracle card first. So some of you Scorpios are married. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union, or you're already in that union. So some of you are married, or this is a big consideration for you. Scorpio, marriage, woo! Woo, the wedding bells are ringing there. I just felt the need to show you that first so we could put it into context. So we're talking about more of a sacred union, more of commitment here, Scorpio, committed relationship. And definitely if you're a Scorpio, we're probably talking about your partner here, okay? And if you're single, about the partner you're manifesting. Something about marriage, yes. Now, Scorpio, your energy, determined. I feel like you're feeling empowered. I feel like you feel like supported, but you feel supported through your own self, through your own self-esteem, through your own self-confidence, through your own wisdom, through what you know, knowledge and wisdom. Queen of Swords. So you're kind of coming in this energy, and it's definitely a sword, so it's Gemini, it's communication. I think you're communicating from a very strong place. This could also indicate for some of you Scorpios, though, that you could come off the queen. Sometimes she comes off a little strong or a little cold, so do watch that, depending on, maybe you want to come off that way, but maybe you don't, all right? So this confidence could be, and it could also be, you're in this energy, but someone else kind of misunderstands, right? And they're not used to that level of confidence and knowingness and self-authority that you're kind of expressing. But you are pouring that into the relationship. Whereas your partner, it kind of off with his head. Yeah, no, not that queen, right? Your partner is in the Six of Swords energy. Didn't we get this at the very beginning for Taurus, but in a different way? Your partner could be, because I was just like kind of coughing there. Maybe they have something they need to get off their chest. They could be looking at you like, oh, I wish I could do it like my queen does it. I wish I could do it like Scorpio does it. I wish I could communicate like them. They could be trying to calm their energy, since this is about kind of traveling to calmer waters. They're on the move though with this, and the number 6 does indicate success, that they're going to be successful. They're just, maybe they want to talk about something, but they're not ready to talk about it. They could also be a bit elusive right now, because this person could be planning something like a date or a party or something for you, and they're not talking about it. I kind of sense that too, like a surprise, Like they might want to surprise you with something here. Or that when they do communicate, they will surprise you. You didn't know they had it in them. Whether that's with you or like maybe they need to say something to somebody at work or set a boundary with someone. They're working on this. And your job, Scorpio, is just to hold that beautiful space as the queen of like, yes, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. That's kind of what this energy feels like. Of like, you may be waiting on and watching and kind of seeing what they do with it, but they're moving, and they're moving in a way that is less of a conflict. This could also be them making up their mind about something. So moving out of like a conflicted mind into a mind that is, okay, now I'm moving. Now I got it under control. We're going to go this direction. I'm pointing downstream now. Okay, so this could represent your partner or your potential partner, Scorpio, is they had to kind of turn their ship and get going. You know, they had to get going the right direction. Maybe they were getting on board with something that you had suggested or something that you are showing up as. Some energy, maybe they're aligning with that. It's looking pretty good in the connection here. The Ten of Cups, that's a happy home. That's a happy family. That's feeling complete. That's going to be, you know, our marriage and family card here, right? It's looking good. So whatever this is that's going on with your partner, kind of redirecting there and doing something, it's looking good, and it's looking like you're happy about it. Yeah, the ideal outcome in this situation. I do see your partner past the hardest part, like past the bumps, you know, the obstacles, the bumpy road. They're off to smoother sailing now, smoother waters. So that's good. Energetically, they're moving now, and I feel like it's like that downstream. Things are moving, and it's looking, man, it looks good. I mean, that looks good to me. It looks like the energies are stabilizing. Maybe your partner's energies for a bit weren't stable. Maybe it was because of a move. Maybe it was because of a job change. Maybe it was because of something happened in their family, you know, whatever the reason. Maybe just took them a little bit to come around to calmness with that, whatever it was for them, whatever caused conflict for them in their mind before. All right, looking good, looking good. With that being Six of Swords too, Scorpio, and the Swords energy coming up, you could be dealing with an air sign like a Gemini, an Aquarius, or a Libra. All right, let's look at Sagittarius up next. Sagittarius, how is it? This morning felt so slow, and now we've gone for 2 hours. I don't know how. I don't know how. Maybe it was the Oracle reading. The Oracle reading was so potent. All right, Saggy, let's see what's up for our Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. Oh yeah, go get that haircut. We'll see you next time. Thank you for being here. And I know you'll catch the replay too, and I'll be in touch because you're on my list. All righty, let's see, Saggy. What's up for our Sagittarius tribes in love and relationships here? Saggy, 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 Saggy. Okay. Ugh, the relationship front for you, Sagittarius, is looking a little rough, like right now. You're in conflict. You've got some conflicted energies. I feel like in your relationship, some things are going well. You're like, okay, I'm good with these swords, but some things are still scattered. And maybe you're trying to make up your mind about this person, Sagittarius, this other person. One of the things that's super clear to me in your reading, Saggy, is that your own love and self-care towards yourself are important, or maybe that's what you're focused on too, while you try to figure out if this relationship with this other person, if their energies are really going to work out. It could also be, if you're in a connection, Saggy, you guys are just going through a tough time, or maybe you're too attached to something they're going through, or they're too attached to something you're going through. There could be a little bleed over, a little like codependency kind of stuff going on. I do see loving communication coming out of all of this in between, like heart-centered communication. But let me show you their energy first. Saggy, their energy is the Eight of Swords. They are perpetuating they're perpetuating a cycle of restriction for themselves, whoever you're dealing with here, Saggy. This may be why you feel conflicted. You're like, well, I've been there. I've been through this energy before. I have an understanding of that. But man, some things just, are they going to come out of it? Like, there may be a little bit of denial about this person's ability to come out of this energy. This is a trapped energy, but it's the energy of the person kind of trapping themselves. This can potentially, and there's the key word, potentially, mean, with it being an 8, that they'll have an abundant breakthrough of some kind. When we break out of this 8 of Swords energy, we feel so much better. We can like we're not working against ourselves anymore. But I say potential because I don't know if this person has the capability to get out of that like maybe you have, or maybe there's just a bit of a mismatched energy here. I mean, you're definitely thinking about it, and you're definitely conflicted about what's going on with them, and they're just over there being trapped in their own thoughts. Depression could be. You could be dealing with someone who's depressed. We got this, and I'll show you the card in the middle last, because I kind of want to end on the beautiful note of the card in the middle, because I think it's tied to some really important lessons for you, Saggy. Denial. Detach with love so you can clearly see the truth. Detach with love here. Now, this is tricky, especially if you're in an existing connection with this person or you're dating them, because detaching isn't necessarily means you're making a decision to break up, but it can mean that. It could mean that for some of you Sagittarians out there. Or maybe there's a detachment needed so you can see very clearly, is this person, is my ability to deal with this person's current state, not knowing how long it's going to last, something I can live with, or do I need to put these swords down and sail to the calmer waters with the Six of Swords? When that denial card coming up, it kind of gives me the feeling like you've been holding on to hope about someone. Now, the Queen of Cups, I will say in the reading, she's facing your card, Saggy. She's facing like this, and you're turning away from the Queen like this. She's trying to offer you to remember to really care for yourself. And she's also reminding you not of how you think about it, but how you truly feel. And maybe you're more in touch with your thoughts than you are your feelings right now. The Queen of Cups is pointed your direction. And I do think she also represents that there's a gentle love here between you and this other person. But, there can be love and you can still detach, Saggy. There can be love and you not be with this person. Maybe this is a timing issue for some of you Sagittarians, where this person is a vibrational match, but you're crossing paths at a time where they just really have to get unstuck from this energy. And that's why you're thoughts are conflicted and your feelings are conflicted about this person. So that detachment, that neutrality, see if you can get to that place of neutrality that I talked about a couple of weeks ago here on Astroterology. See if you can get yourself in that place so you can get the clarity. I think that's what's coming up for you right now in relationships. You need some clarity because your thoughts are conflicted. And sometimes just really being honest with ourselves about that will help move and clear the energy, Saggy. So sometimes just being like, yeah, I am conflicted and it's okay for me to be conflicted. And if I need space, I can ask for it. You can ask for space when you need it. And if that person doesn't stick around, it just informs you, right? Like, but yeah, there is that detachment there. And we're moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn. Let's get an oracle message. The oracle is coming from the Messages of Love oracle cards. So it's all meant in love. Okay. Capricorn's energy right now. I really like what I'm seeing for you. And I will say we've got 2 major arcana cards for you, Capricorn. Number 1 up, the High Priestess. Now, Kimberly's not here, but she gets this card all the time, and she's Capricorn. I know a couple of you were Venus in Capricorn. Wow, I'm loving this intuitive energy coming through for you, Capricorn. Like your intuition is on point. People might have the tendency, or your person could maybe, like, I don't think it's your person. I think it's people in general might have the tendency to underestimate you and the power of your intuition and the power of the position you hold. I think you're very committed to this. You're committed to your own spiritual work. You're committed to both the light and the shadow work in balance. Love it. Yes. Creator Capricorn. That is exactly a beautiful energy to be in. And it's necessary for you to be able to be this in your relationships. This is whoever is with you has to accept your spirituality. They have to support it, right? That's necessary for you because it's your position. You're a guardian of wisdom. Your intuition is off the charts, Capricorn. Now, maybe some of you Capricorns have been so focused on that you're not really necessarily seeking a relationship with someone else right now. I get that in these energies. You could be being in these energies of the High Priestess. Your energy is moving very powerfully, so I'm trying to keep up with the words here. Being in the energy of the High Priestess may mean the commitment that you're making to yourself. So this is the first love reading today, Capricorn, where I felt you could be dealing with someone else, yes, or you could be dealing with yourself and what you're preparing and what you're anchoring for your future relationships. Okay. Now, on the other side here, the energy you're dealing with, the Queen of Cups. Now, she's pointing toward you and the relationship here. So this could be an aspect of you of just like, along with this High Priestess, I'm making sure that I'm coming from my heart, that my cup is full, that I'm serving from the overflow, that I'm honest with myself when I'm not able to serve from the overflow. But this could also be your person just looking at you and really loving this High Priestess energy about you, like knowing what it means to your heart, and they align their heart with it as well. All right. And that's beautiful. So I do feel like your commitment to honoring your position here with the High Priestess is having an effect on the energies, whether they're your energies or someone else. They're looking at you with great, like you're being seen with great emotional maturity, or the people coming into your life have a greater emotional maturity than you've ever dealt with before because of your commitment to yourself as that wisdom holder, as that keeper, that protector of the garden. And you're protecting not yourself in a way that, oh, I'm so scared, I've got to protect myself, but in a responsible way. You're protecting the earth, the womb space, your energy. You're protecting your energy. That is being seen. So whomever or whatever you're drawing in is reflecting that in a very beautiful way. Now, in the middle for you, Capricorn, in the middle of the energies here, here's our other major arcana, the moon card. The moon card, Pisces energy. Okay? Vulnerability comes up. You can be completely open with this person. If this is you dealing with you, you can be honest with yourself now in a way that you have never been before. For some of you Capricorns, this could be a friendship opening up. You can be completely open with this person. This could be the level of relationship you're manifesting, where since the moon energies are in between, the moon is kind of like in the depths, like shadowy energy. This could be that this relationship hasn't manifested yet. But it's coming. The energies will happen first, and then they will come into the physical reality, Capricorn. So I would say what I'm seeing here is that you are doing really good work with this high priestess energy when it comes to your relationships. If you're in a current relationship, it may be undergoing a cycle change where you find yourself recommitting or being deeper in love with this person and them with you as well, having gone through the shadows, having gone through the deeper stuff, and finding a place of vulnerability where each of you can be yourselves with one another. From a relationship perspective, Capricorn, I really will comment that I feel a great maturity in this connection, in this situation, and in what you're manifesting. I feel emotional maturity. I feel spiritual maturity in there. So whatever you're doing in your relationship and love life, Cappy, it's going well. And it's very important. We've been collectively, all signs, we've been dealing with a lot of the evolution of relationships because of the way the universe is changing, because of the cycles that are happening. And we're social creatures, so we figure things out in, relationship to ourselves first, but then in relationship to others, right? And Capricorn, I really feel like it's been a theme for you to go through relationship evolution right now. So, and I feel like you're handling it with a lot of maturity. I like that. That's what we're supposed to do. And it's an indicator that you're kind of leading the evolution in that there, which is really nice to see. Let's go to Aquarius next. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. What's Aquarius got going on here? Okay, an oracle card, because Aquarius got something going on here. Let me tell you. Aquarius. This is not an Aquarius energy, okay? This is not your natural energy, Aquarius. You might be going through something right now. Maybe it's just like you have like a heavy workload going on right now. Maybe you're going through some heavier transformation. Maybe you're kind of just feeling like, when is love going to show up? When's the partner? When? Why them, not me? What's going on? I'm doing all the things and nothing's coming to me yet. And you might be in that yet. Even if you are on, see, because we ask the question, when? And then it's like, but then we remind ourselves, well, it's not here yet, but it's coming. And then we get into like, wait a minute, let me, as an Aquarius, let me self-reflect in that beautiful starry pond, so much that I recognize that right now I am holding on to something I shouldn't. Okay. You could be, Aquarius, right now evolving into the kind of person who recognizes when they've blocked their own path. Okay. And makes the decision to drop these wands. Okay, maybe you've picked up somebody else's energy. Maybe you've picked up too much responsibility in a category of your life, in work or something like that. Maybe the weight of responsibility in the relationship, maybe you've taken on too much here. Or maybe you're just not seeing that love is already with you right now. Your king here is on the other side, Aquarius, your king energy, passionate energy. Someone's there, very passionate about you, very attentive to you, looking at you, struggling with those 10 wands, thinking, why is Aquarius taking on so much? Just grab your one wand and be my queen, right? Or vice versa, however it is for you and your dynamic. Just drop all but one wand and come sit with me for a minute. It really feels like that's hard for you to sit right now. It's hard for you to slow down and see where you're at right now. You're slowed down because you're carrying things that aren't yours. You need to slow down or stop, drop all but one wand, and just sit and look at what's around you. In the middle of this connection, we have grounded authority. All right. This could represent a spiritual connection. For some of you, if you're religious, it could represent an alignment in your beliefs, your spiritual or religious beliefs. It's Taurus season. That could mean what's happening is happening right now, whether you see it in the physical reality field or not. It's happening energetically. Somebody is there watching you. And I do feel like even if stuff is happening energetically, someone has their eye on you. And you need to clear this. There's too much in front of your face. It's causing you to be short-sighted about something, which is not, this is not your normal energy. You like to be more carefree. I mean, we want to see you drop all but one of these and you skip through this field, or you start riding that wand through the skies, Aquarius. That's your energy, not to be bogged down. So something's bogging you down. That's okay. We all go through periods like that, but it's time to let go and realize that here and now, your true love is already a part of your life. So this king over here is already a part of your life. And this could be in the way that you're creating and manifesting. So if your thoughts are going to, when is he going to show up? You're becoming now the Aquarius who says, he's already here. He's already here. And I don't care what you see outside of yourself. You just tell yourself, he or she is already here. All right? It's already there. If this represents your partner, you might be missing something, Aquarius, about the connection. It's there right now. It's here and it's with you right now. If there's an imbalance in your connection, you could need to let go of these wands so you can clearly see what's happening here. But I kind of feel like this king or queen, however it is for your dynamic, is waiting for you. They're waiting for you to stop taking on so much and just hold your one wand of fire and work with that here and now with them. It could also just represent that you could have some other responsibilities that take you away from this connection or take you away from your manifestation of this connection. And you're trying to clear those out. So those of you who have been like, maybe there is someone and you're kind of not prioritizing that because you have to deal with all these other things and you're trying to lighten your load, so to speak. because you don't like, Aquarius especially doesn't like to be tethered down, and you feel tethered down right now. Gotta shake that off. Gotta shake that off. But yeah, love is with you right now, here and now. You're just not seeing it. You're just not seeing it. And so that's causing you to go into your head and go into some cycles. And when will they get here? Not yet. Oh, but they're coming. Oh, but no, they're here. They're here. Right? And it's when you make up your mind, your conscious mind and the subconscious mind, that they're here, that whoop, poof, you begin to see it right there in your physical reality. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus is up next. For anyone sticking around, thanks for holding out. It's been a long one today, and I know a lot of people are going to come back and catch the replay because we have a lot of working and busy folks out there living life. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, it really looks like you've given your love to someone, honestly, from the heart. You've really gone into a connection with a really true heart-led sense of, let's do this, you and me. I'm giving you my all. I'm giving you my heart. I'm giving you my love. I'm medicine. Like, I'm medicine. My love is medicine. Let's do this. And you have this beautiful energy that you carry with the Two of Cups of partnership and what it is to you. You have a really beautiful connection to partnership, but someone could be current, could be past. I could feel like a past energy for some of you, but it could be current as well, or recent. Someone's rejected you. Page of Swords. They've leaned away. Like, they don't understand your energy. They don't get you. They're still learning. They're a page. I don't think that they intentionally, like consciously, like mean you harm. They're just, because they're not in their heart space, they're repelled by your beautiful energy. And Pisces, you deserve someone who's in their heart space with you. If this is something going on in your current partnership, it could be that you're really expanding and beginning to live your life from your heart and doing what you love. And maybe your partner's struggling with that a little. Maybe they're a little stuck on the, in the past. This could also be someone that you dealt with before, because in the connecting energies, I see an ending with the Ten of Swords. Or so it's either an ending that is past, or something about the dynamic of your relationship that needs to end in order for your heart energy. And it just looks like this other person just is not on board with, they're not, it's not that they're, maybe they even want to be on board, and they kind of give you a little bit here and a little bit there, and maybe they say something that's a compliment, but it kind of just doesn't feel like enough for your energy, Pisces. It just falls short, and it could make you, in your deep emotional giving, make you feel a bit rejected. The universe says this rejection is actually divine protection. That's why if you are facing, Pisces, an ending of a cycle in a relationship, or just ending of a relationship altogether, or you've had a past relationship tendency or memory resurface, and it was, maybe you did get rejected by this person because they couldn't, but it was because they couldn't hold that energy with you that you carry. And that's actually protection. I don't see the energy of this other person, whether you're dealing with them now or later, being able to hold space for your lovely emotional heart-led energies here. So maybe it is time for that to end. Or maybe some of you, this is reminding you of a past relationship, and you're bringing some aspect of this past. You hear that bird? You're just started squawking all of a sudden. You're hearing, no, I'm hearing the bird. you're you're closing out like a part of that past relationship. You're closing out the final cycle. You're dropping the gate on that. You're dropping the gate on this energy that just could not meet you where you're at. That just, maybe they even wanted to be your counterpart, but they just couldn't, and you had to get real honest with yourself about that. Or they rejected you and you felt bad, but then it's like the universe is like, but wait, that's not the person for you, Pisces. You know, Pisces, so much depth and so much just, you know, like boundless love that like coupled with like dreamy idealism, it's a beautiful thing. But you've got to have the right person for you, Pisces, because there's people that will take advantage of that. And some of you have probably been through that because you've given freely and you've come from the heart and you've been met with a sharp sword, a sharp tongue, a bad, you know, like either like mean words or like words that just fall short. And then just, and you can tell in the energies. And, you know, the universe is saying, for you, Pisces, that's okay. Those are part of your lessons. Those are part of your learning. Your job is to stay in that Two of Cups energy and be the Pisces you were born to be. Stay in love. Keep your heart open. You will get to the right vibrational frequency. All right. Last but not least, our Aries tribe. Aries tribe. Let's see what's going on for Aries. Wow. Part of me feels like some of the energy of Taurus season is kind of still Aries because of all the fire that's been going on. But gosh, and kind of like Pisces. Some of you might be Pisces, like the Aries Pisces cuspers. Somebody said that earlier today, right? In the chat, I think, if you're still here. Let me just start off with the oracle message because it's kind of like Pisces in the sense that this person is unable to give you all that you deserve. Aries. This person is not available. And I'll show you why. It's very clear as to why. The person that you're dealing with is hurt. They're brokenhearted. They're hurt. This could just be that they're hurt and they need to heal from whatever they've been dealing with in order to show up and be available. And it could be just they need time. Your energy is in the Four of Swords. You're already in a state of healing. I feel like you've blended healing into your life in a really great way. They're here still with the pierced heart. Your heart is no longer pierced. The swords are removed. You've learned. They're there. You've learned. You've integrated. And here you are honoring the sword of rest and healing in your life. And this person may just be unavailable because they're in a different phase. They're in the hurt part. It could also, this relationship that I could be looking at for some of you, Aries, could be one that ended even a long time ago, and you grew from it. You put yourself in a place of healing. Because if you're watching here on the Creators Community, you're someone you are doing the work for yourself. You're doing the light work. You're doing the shadow work. You're doing the work, right? Actively, because you're an Aries. So you figured something out. Maybe this other person has chosen to stay in pain. And I get the sense that whoever you've dealt with or are dealing with, they're just negative. They're unable to be positive. And like, that's really getting you. But this is a very elementally powerful lesson for you. And the reason I say that is in the connecting energies or the communication between you, you've got the Queen of Wands, which I feel the energy between the two of you here is much more connected to your energy and what you're able to do and give with the Queen of Wands, with the fire energy, than what this other person is able to do. So you're able to give to them, but I just feel like you would constantly feel like not only are you managing your own healing, but you would have to try to manage their healing, and that is not your job. So that is what this feels like, Aries. It is time to for you to really be headstrong about that. Be committed to manifesting, communicating with a partner who is available to meet you in this healed place, not from a place of unhealed. And I'm not saying that other person's bad. They just have to do their own healing. They have to do their own healing. So all that you give, it just feels like this queen's energy. Here's your healing energy, and here's the queen looking at this. This is the order it comes up in. Like, well, they need healing. Yes, they do, Aries, but you can't do all your own and all of theirs. As powerful and as much of a conquering bulldozer as you are, sometimes you can't take on their stuff. They're not able to give you all you can deserve, and that there's just like this moment where you have to come into that and understand that, and move accordingly. There you go. Move accordingly, Aries, with your love life right now. You need someone who's available to you, and all the signs have their things, but Aries, it takes a certain kind of person to be able to handle an Aries in a relationship, to understand the Aries energy, right? And to really complement and work with that, and be available to it, because it moves, and sometimes it skips ahead. So someone that can keep up with you, and isn't stuck. And you can still love and feel loving energies toward that other person that's unavailable, but it doesn't mean you have to take on their healing process, and you don't want to do that. Trust me. Who's done that? Try to take on someone else's healing process. That'll blow up in your face really fast. Everyone, it has been a long and delightful time with you all today. If you're still here, say bye to me so I know you're still here. And I would just like to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, and for the time and the energy that you spend here at Creators on the Crest on YouTube. I hope the beautiful abundance that you gift me with the watch time and the likes and the comments returns to you 1,000-fold in whatever way is for your highest and best good. I truly wish you all an amazing experience with Venus in Gemini, and stay tuned, because this next week we're going to get into the Lover's energy with the Lover's card, that major arcana card. We're going to look into that, and just like to remind all you ladies out there, and men, if you're on, maybe there's a special lady in your life, you might want to point her to my website, to my wait list for my membership, because ladies, we are taking it to the next level. We are far from done. We are firing things up, fire horse year here, and we are going to have a great time in my private community for women. So do make sure you're on the wait list. Check it out. It doesn't commit you to anything. So if you're like non-committal, it's okay. You'll have time to review everything. I will honor whatever your yes, your no, your maybe later, whatever it is, right? But you want to make sure you're getting the communications and the exclusive pricing on that, okay? Because of course we start out and people that come in sooner get a special price, all right? So you want to be able to take advantage of that, all right? And it's going to be, I cannot wait. I'm so in it. It's amazing, and I'm looking forward to it so much. It's going to be so fun. Okay, I will let everyone go for today, and I will see you again on Monday. I will have astrotarology out. Now, I do have a real life mages episode with Mirjam, who was on last week, but I'm still editing. So that will probably come out next weekend, but stay tuned for that as well. All right. Stay tuned, stay true, and keep creating. Have a great day, everyone.